Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And it's your boy Firefox, your Snorlax main. I've been using Snorlax to rank up thus far, and it has been going amazing. So I said, why not do a guide video for Snorlax today? Because it's very OP, tanky. It could be DPS, it could be support. I play him personally for DPS, so I'm gonna go into some of that with you guys today. However, I'm going to break up the guide into different parts. So this is going to be part 1. I'm going to explain some of his damage outputs, his ability, cooldowns, and that kind of thing. And then in the second video, I'm going to show you guys some gameplay and like the laning phase, how to play him as a support, how to play him as a DPS, how to play him as a big tanky boy that could 1v5 the enemy team at like 5 minutes into the game. Yeah, guys, 1v5. I've done it. I've even got 100 a 100 MVP score before, and I don't even think it goes higher than 100. So yeah, this is Snorlax, the big tanky boy, you know, wearing his little I say it looks like a pineapple, but we all know it's the, what do you call it? Is it the peanut berry or something like that? I can't remember what they call it exactly. But yeah, let's just go through some of his moves first of all. And I'll let you guys know what moves I use for him personally. Both for support and for DPS. So if you're, and DPS just means damage per second, the damage output. You're playing as a tank, a tanky kind of play style, but you're putting out the damage a lot while playing the game. So first we have his basic attack that comes in on level 1 as soon as you go into the game, which is tackle, right? It has the user supercharged forward belly first, dealing damage when it hits and slowing the first opposing Pokemon it comes into contact with. After this move, the user's next basic attack becomes a boosted attack. So for me personally, how I would play this tackle move on Snorlax is I would do the 1 hit, 2 hit, then my 3rd hit, which is the belly flop, then use tackle to dash into the opponent and then get an extra heavy hit on that same opponent. So this way you get more out of your basic attacks while using the tackle attack to kind of do a lot of damage and be aggro in your lane, especially up in the earlier phase of the game. This comes in at level 1, so you know the damage. We'll go through the damage and that kind of thing in a bit, so stick around for that. And then we have the second basic attack that comes in at level 2 or 3. It's rest, and this has the user fall asleep on the spot and restores HP. It blocks the movement of all Pokemon not on the user's team while this move is in effect. You can use this move to like get away from dying, like when you're 1 hit left. You can use rest, fall asleep, restore some of your HP. It says it blocks all movement. It blocks the movement of all Pokemon not on the user's team while this move is in effect, meaning they can't hit you, but they cannot go through you. They have to go like around you. So you can use it as like a block defense to probably save one of your allies if you're using Snorlax earlier in game as a support. But yeah, basically this move I really use it because I'm really at low health. If I'm paired up with my main man Growly, who uses Elagos, he'll just be healing me on this side. And then we have the berry as well, that is in your lane in the earlier phases of the game. So moving on from rest and tackle, on level 6 you get to choose between heavy slam and flail. Now I personally, for a DPS build, I would go with flail, and flail has the user flail about, increasing the user's basic attack damage the lower the user's HP is. So if I have a low HP, which Snorlax usually doesn't have, but in earlier games, if you're using your tackle, well, if you were using your tackle very well, you might be like rushing fights a lot. There is that moment when you can rush a fight at level 6 and know that your at level 5, and know that your level 6 is coming, and switch to flail very quickly, and then use flail when your health is low. And guys, it's very strategic plays, but for flail, it does do damage. It does do a lot of increased damage when you have full health, but it does more when you have low health. And just like playing Snorlax, and I'll explain some of it further along in the video, like where you're in a battle with your Unite move already, and you're getting to low health, you use flail, put out the damage that you can put out, and if you see that you're about to die, you just use your unite move immediately, and usually you gain back full health from that. And of course, for those who've seen Snorlax played or played Snorlax, you know you cannot attack him while he is doing his unite move. So yeah, that comes in very handy. It upgrades at a further level, increasing damage of the move. If the user has low HP while using this move, its basic attack that hits the opposing Pokemon will restore the user's HP, so he regains HP the second time this move levels up. And that is for if you're playing a DPS sort of move. And let me just get a sip. I'm drinking some Malta. I don't know if you guys know what Malta is. Shout out to Malta. Hopefully we get a sponsor someday. Malta break. Right. Second move that you can take at level 6 is Heavy Slam. This move, you'd find more users using this move when they're supporting. So they use this move to jump in on their opponents when they're in a big fight to get that knock up. It stuns them for like a 2-3 seconds after the knock up, and your allies have a chance to like engage on them. Kind of could turn the tide of a battle. It also is very useful in helping stop persons from dunking where certain auto attacks wouldn't work. This definitely might work to stop those who don't have the score shield on, because it does give you a knock-up and then a bit of a stun, and you can use that to get someone off your tower. So as it says, Heavy Slam has the user slam its heavy body down, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect and throwing them. When it upgrades the second time, it increases the damage dealt by the move. And let's move on to the second one. Now, these two moves, of course, come in at level 8, and these two moves are very crucial in terms of your playstyle, right? This is heavily dependent on your playstyle, whether you're playing support or playing as a bruiser per se. You can use both moves in both instances, but one would be favored more than the other. If one that I use personally on my Snorlax, and I'll show you guys some gameplay at the end of the video, is Yawn, right? So Yawn paired with my Flail actually increases my potential to 1v5 or 1v4, 1v3 or 1v ever how much a lane. I usually, when I'm playing, I can actually solo a lane from the beginning of the game, knowing what my abilities do and that kind of thing, because I have a full understanding of them. And regardless of the fact that, regardless if there's two people in the lane and I'm playing solo against them both from the beginning, I seldom lose those kind of matchups. Shout out to Khalil trying to send me a request to play. We are going to be live tonight, so make sure to stay tuned for that live stream later on today. Alright, so Yawn, that's the one that I use, has the user let loose a huge yawn that lulls opposing Pokemon into a sleepy haze, putting opposing Pokemon hit by this move to sleep. When it upgrades the second time, it also decreases the movement speed of opposing Pokemon for a short time when the move hits. I usually, when I'm in a situation where I want to either get onto an opponent quickly or stop opponents from attacking me, I use sleep, and I don't run away. I don't use it to run away. Sometimes if I'm with a team and I recognize that they are all about to die, I would use it to run away. I'd yawn the opponents, and then that will give my team enough time to get away. It usually does pair well with Flail, because you get that little extra movement speed when you use Flail that just increases that space between you and the enemy. But in the instance where you're fighting and trying to put out damage, I use Yawn to start an engagement. I go in with my Flail, deal up some damage, and by the time I'm finished with my Flail, my Yawn is already almost on cooldown, almost off cooldown, and then of course I'll start taking damage from the enemy, which will of course be beneficial to my Flail because I get more damage dealt to the enemy while my health is lower. And then I use my Flail a second time, and of course if it's upgraded to the second version, I'll be gaining health back while doing more damage because I had low health to begin with. And if they don't die, then I use Yawn to stop them, or I use Yawn to engage a second wave of attacks, that kind of thing. It's a very useful ability. The second one is a block, of course, with the 11-second cooldown. Block just does essentially what it says. It blocks the opponents from attacking you or anybody behind your shield or your wall that you put up. It's like basically like Brom from League of Legends. For any of those few persons who've played League of Legends, it's basically a Brom shield, and no one could get through it. Also, when persons touch it, so if someone tries to attack you and they end up touching the wall that you put up, it actually bounces the opponent back, and I think it gives them like a 1 to 2 second stun. It could come in handy if you're trying to engage like someone's dunking post where you want to score. You can actually push them off of their post so that your friends or your allies could dunk very freely without having the hindrances of the enemy trying to attack them. And that's basically what the block is about. Of course, without forgetting the most important move, we have the power nap. Now the power nap restores, if you build Snorlax correctly, your full HP, has the user go to sleep and begin snoring, dealing damage over time to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect and throwing them. While sleeping, the user becomes immune to hindrances and its HP is continually restored. If you have the right items on Snorlax, your HP is fully restored with a shield sometimes. And of course, there's the additional effect of rolling over, which does extra damage to the enemy. Most persons, even myself, didn't know earlier on, but I do know now. Most persons don't know that you can roll over, and they don't know how to roll over. So I'll show you guys some of that as well as we go on. We have Gluttony is one of his hidden abilities, where it increases the effects gained from eating a berry, and then of course, so he gets more health back from a berry. Or if he uses the speed berry, he actually runs faster than usual, than other persons would. And then of course his basic attacks become boosted attacks with every third attack, as I mentioned before. When this boosted attack hits, it deals damage to nearby opposing Pokemon and decreases their movement speed for a short time. So when you use this, is very effective in fighting enemies and that kind of thing. So let's just go into some of the items before I go into some of the damage statistics. So health items, I'll show you guys the health items that I use on him. So for my health items, I use Rocky Helmet, and you would find most, one second, you'll find most Snorlax mains playing with Rocky Helmet because of the damage, the HP that it gives you. And I'm now recognizing that my camera is blocking the other bar. It gives you a base 270 HP increase and a 42 increase in defense. Of course, Rocky Helmet, when the opponent receives a certain amount of damage is dealt to nearby opposing Pokemon equal to 5% of their max HP. Whether they are at max HP or not, it will do damage according to their max HP back to them while you are being damaged, just like how Rocky Helmet works in any other Pokemon game. Secondly, we have the Eos Cookie. When the Pokemon scores a goal, its max HP is increased by 200, increases by 200. A base HP stat increase of 160. Persons have told me that every time that the dunking, like when you score a couple times, this cookie wears off, meaning it doesn't work anymore. But that hasn't happened for me yet, because I've always dunked like in late game and that kind of thing, and still gotten back HP. And I don't think that has to do with the natural HP regen that you get from scoring, but I think it does have something to do with the Eos Cookie. So I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments down below if you know if there's any difference between it. But I think every time I dunk, no matter how much times I dunk, I get an HP increase of 200. At the end of the game, I'm so tanky that persons can't even bring my health down, especially with abilities like Flail that regains health when I hit persons and that kind of thing. And then lastly, we have the Scoring Shield. Since this move is heavily dependent on scoring to gain HP, I use the Score Shield. So while Pokemon is attempting to score a goal, it is granted a shield equal to 10% of its max HP, and its goal cannot be interrupted while it is shielded, and you get a base HP increase of 330. This is why also Snorlax or any Pokemon that has Score Shield, it's very important that it's very useful to play with Eldegoss, because Eldegoss can give you a shield, and no matter where you get your shield from, it's another way that you get it as well, persons can't stop you from scoring. And that's a good matchup. Score Shield is a good matchup with any item that gives you something for scoring, because you most likely never fail to score. And those are some of the items that I use on him. Of course, I use the HP potion as my battle item. So let's go into some of Snorlax's stats. So let's just go up against another tank who might let's go up against another Snorlax. Just to show you guys the kind of damage you can do against another tank. I'll use this opportunity to let you guys know that don't forget we have a battle pass giveaway going on as well on the channel. If you want to be a part of it, all you have to do is be subscribed. I mean, if you're watching this video, you probably already are. And visit us on our live streams, because we're going to be doing giveaways very frequently. Alright, so we're looking at some of the damage outputs by Snorlax. So of course, this is our data doll here that we're going to use to collect some of the data. You can see the hindrance length is 0 seconds, total damage 0 seconds, basic attack damage 0, move damage 0, damage per second 0. So the basic attack, your first one does 188, okay, and the damage per second is 188 every hit. Of course, your third attack does do more damage. I'm going to show you guys that. So 1, 2, 3. The third attack does around 300 and something. Let me check it over one more time. So after 1, 2, 3. So 362 is what the damage is done, is the amount of damage done in the third hit. Of course, as I told you guys, usually I would go 1, 2, 3, then use my move like this, and then I'll be able to get my big heavy move to come back. So it actually regenerates my heavy move. Whenever you're in a fight, always make sure you're hitting 1, 2, 3, then your tackle, then again use your heavy hit. You can get a good bit of damage out as it pertains to the amount of health each Pokemon has. I think this combination of basic attacks and tackle does a lot of damage. Let me just show you guys the healing on the rest. As you can see, I got like about 386 health back every hit. I wonder, let me just move on to right, so moving on to the, my gosh, moving on to Flail. I just want to show you guys the build for the DPS tank. I just want to I'm just going to be going through some of the stats for the damage output, and then I'll do a detailed video on playstyle and what the abilities do in reference to actual opponents and that kind of thing. I'll show you guys some gameplay at the end of this video, so that you can just get an idea on how Snorlax works. But with Flail used as well, let me just show you guys first of all. There's a damage increase and speed increase of your basic attacks when you level up, and this is due to just basic leveling. As you can see, my damage output is a lot more. You see, it's hitting up to 1600 or so. With Flail, however, you're gonna see a lot more damage being put in. So let's just do it one more time just to see the damage that we got. So we have 1282. 1282 is the total damage. With Flail on, you'll see a big massive increase, and this is why I like Snorlax. Pay attention to this. He basically did 1000 damage per hit, 1000 plus. Yeah, Snore, of course I can't use Snore. Well, I can use the Yawn, but of course it just puts the opponent to sleep, so it doesn't do any damage or anything like that. And your Unite move, let me just show you guys how to use your Unite move, and then we will end the video here, because I have a second part where I want to go into more detail everything, and I also have a stream coming up, so I don't want to miss that. Use your Unite move, you just click ZL once, and according to the direction, when you press ZL again, holding the direction that you want to flip to, and he usually flips to the direction. I hope that was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want more guides on Snorlax, I mean, I'm a Snorlax main, so I'm going to be doing a lot of videos for Snorlax specifically. But if you want more videos on any other Pokemon, let me know and I'll try my best to get some footage for you and do a breakdown. If you enjoyed this type of video and it helped you a lot, let me know in the comments down below. As I said, this one is just like the basis for the second video, where we're gonna go into some of the damage profiles, playing in an actual match, the laning phase, which how to reach level 4 the quickest so that you get your abilities ahead of time of your enemy, how to jungle if you're using him in the jungle, how to play him support, all those things, guys. As I said, I'm a Snorlax main, and you're gonna see me on the Master Cup very soon. Right now I'm in veteran, and I'm ranking slowly because I stream like almost 5-6 hours a day, so yeah, or 8 hours sometimes or more. The first day I streamed 24 hours straight. Yeah, it was your boy Firefox. Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Firefox. I'm actually going to leave the gameplay for the second video because this one is already a little too long. So yeah, I'll make sure you guys get that gameplay with the full breakdown of moves and everything for Snorlax in the second part of the guide. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to drop a like and let me know in the comments down below what other guides or videos you want to see on the channel. It's your boy Firefox. Till next time, peace out.